Okay, I've got a gift for you guys today, right? I spent about 2 hours the other day in a coffee shop writing this down. And this is going to help you guys that want to get a girlfriend in the right relationship and get your self-esteem up. And I titled this Basic Social Skills Which Attract a Girlfriend or Your Ideal Woman. So I'm going to read some notes that I made just so I'm on point, and then I'm going to freestyle the rest because I've got all the experience and the knowledge to share with you, right? So basic social skills and self-confidence is what attracts your ideal woman. Most guys fail to understand that it's not a pickup line that attracts a woman. It's the confidence in yourself that does. If you're confident and you use basic social skills, example like, nice to meet you, what's your name? You know, my name's Jonathan, or whatever. So I can freestyle now. So basically, let me explain something that happens, and I figured this out. When we're younger at school and we're growing up, this is what happened to me. We're not confident in ourselves, especially those of us that have been bullied and traumatized, which is pretty much most people, right? Most kids. So we're nervous and we're anxious and we doubt ourselves. And we're very influenced by society, by the magazines, the media and everything else. So when we see a girl that we like, let's say we're at a party or a family gathering or any social situation, and we're in a situation where there is a girl that we like or a woman that we like, and we're not sure if she likes us, we probably don't believe she does. We feel like, oh God, I need to say something really interesting, otherwise she's not going to like me, she's not going to value me, she won't see me as desirable, she's not going to respect me. Then we go into our head and we start thinking of every different line or conversation that we could say, and then we go, no, that wouldn't work, no, that wouldn't work, no, that would be too simple, no, she's going to think I'm boring. Start going in our head. And the more we do that, the more we get nervous, and the more we act strange, because we get too confused and we get too overwhelmed. And in that moment, we lose that nice feeling with a girl. We lose that natural feeling between two people. And then we do become weird. Not because we're weird people, that's not because our identity in that moment, we're a bit off because we get in our head and we can't act normal. We can't act the way we would of our family, friends or someone we're comfortable with. So we're not comfortable. This is the problem here with guys. They're not comfortable speaking to women at this point with the low self-esteem and the anxiety. Then you start listening to guys that are not always qualified to be given advice on how to build relationships with women. I'm talking about good, honest, meaningful relationships. And then we start watching movies and we think, right, I need to say a line. I need to say some sort of, if I say the right line, she's going to fall in love with me. But the reality is, it's not about the right line. It's about the confidence. It's about the confidence behind what you say. So that's why a confident guy can just say something that is so normal. It's so normal that you would think, no, that's boring. For example, how you doing? How's your day going? Or what's your name? Nice to meet you. You know, where are you from? Where did you grow up? What music do you like? Do you like traveling? Normal stuff that normal people talk about, but with the confidence behind it in oneself and the right energy, the positivity, and just being relaxed. That's what women are attracted to. Women just want a guy who's normal, healthy, confident, and socialize, and can be. Look, I know at the same time that is a big mountain to climb for guys like ourselves who started off, very nervous and very shy and introverted. But my point is, the problem is not the lines. So guys go out and say, well, I tried that, it didn't work. Yeah, it didn't work because you're not confident, mate. If you was confident, it works for me. And I'm not knocking you. I'm not being horrible. I want to help you. And it works for other confident guys. There's millions of men around the world that don't use lines. They're just natural and confident. So the problem here is it's not about lines. It's not about the exact intricate word to say or soundbite. It's about your overall confidence as a man. So the next question is, well, you're going to ask me, well, how do I become confident? I've got the answer to that question. Number one is you've got to have a purpose in life. You have to have a goal. Because if you haven't got a purpose or a passion as a man, then you're speaking to women from a place of being empty. You're speaking to women from a place of uncertainty, doubt, no passion, no drive, no accountability, nothing to work towards. And that's not a great place. That comes across in your demeanor. It comes across in everything you say. So you've got two guys. One guy has got a purpose and who's confident and has got good social skills and has got a lot of respect for women and is very loving. And another guy is not in a good place, doesn't have a purpose. They both say the same thing, but there's a different outcome. So the confident guy says, hi, nice to meet you. That's all he says. That's all he says. Hi, nice to meet you. And the girl was falling at her feet for this guy, wants to date this guy, is interested in this guy. Where the same guy says to the same girl, hi, nice to meet you. She's not interested. Why? Because the energy's not right. The energy's off. It's toxic. It's coming from a place of, what you're saying is, look, hi, nice to meet you, but I don't believe in myself and I don't believe you're going to like me. What do you expect a woman to say? So you're projecting this whole, you're not going to like me, you're rejecting yourself. But the good news is, I promise you guys, if you're going through that now, you can change that. But you've got to take responsibility. You've got to stop blaming women. You've got to stop blaming me, teachers, or anybody. Not judge yourself. You've got to be compassionate, but you've got to take responsibility. And that's how I overcame my anxiety, because I had all these issues, as you can hear. And I listened to a lot of men that were not good role models. I'm sorry, I've got to be honest. They give bad advice that build terrible relationships with women. And you're not yourself, you're fake, which is why I don't believe in lines and tricks. I believe in confidence and honesty. No manipulation, no tricks, getting rid of all that darkness, just being congruent. And obviously that takes work. A lot of guys are lazy. They don't want to do that work. They don't want to go through the suffering. They don't want to wake up. They just want someone to give them a line, but they don't realise that the line's not going to save you. It's going to be a short-term solution for a long-term disaster. So it's about building your confidence and being natural and speaking the way that you speak to a friend. I said it to a client the other day. I said, look, can I explain something to you? Right? I said, I might hurt your feelings, but is that okay? I want to help you. He said, no, sure, Johnny. I said, when you sit with me and we have a coffee, you're a lovely guy. You've got a great personality and you've got really good social skills. But when you speak to women, you change. You're not yourself. You try and, that's why it's not working. I need you to be the same way you are with me, right? Don't look at me like that, right? Okay, but with the girl. And he at first he was challenged by it, but then he understood it. Because you can't be 6 different people, as my mentor Jeff would say. You can't be all different personas if you want to be happy. You've got to be aligned, you've got to be yourself. And that doesn't mean none of us are perfect, but we always use that as an excuse. Like, well, and people will say, well, you're not perfect, John. I never said I was perfect, but I am great. I am myself, I am confident, I have got the results, so you should listen to me, you should have a bit of respect for me if you want me to help you to get results. If you're going to attack me and you're going to judge me because you're jealous, then you're not going to be successful. Never attack a man who has what you want in your life. Respect him, don't manipulate him, and he'll help you. That's what a good man will do. Don't attack anybody that's successful, because you're just going to be a loser. So I've got to tell you guys the hard truths, otherwise you're going to go out naive, wet behind the ears, you're going to get your heart broken. So once you get your confidence up and you go into the gym and you're hanging around with positive people, and obviously you've got to practice socializing with them. Of course you've got to practice. Of course you've got to go out and be See, a lot of guys, what they do is they're antisocial, they don't speak to their family, they don't speak to people, and then they just think they're going to come out, go in a supermarket, go on the street, or go in a bar and talk to a woman, and then they're surprised when it don't work out. Look, you're not social. You're in your head. You have to get out of your head and in your body. And it's really simple when you get it. And what's frustrating is, I know you can get it. You don't believe in yourself, but I believe in you because I've done it. And I've helped so many guys to do it. And I know what women like because they've told me, and I've had success. And I've got 2 sides of the spectrum. I was unsuccessful for 15 years with women, guys. That's why I was suicidal. That's why I had anxiety attacks. I couldn't get a date. I felt terrible about myself. I didn't know how to act. I didn't know who I was. The next 15 years I worked on myself. And I built my confidence up, and I got over these issues and these anxieties, and I got that positive experience with women. And I listen. I listen to smart men, I listen to smart women, I take the advice. And most of the advice our parents says it works, it's just that we don't understand how to apply it. So when I always said, guys, you've got to be yourself, that is fundamentally true. But to get to that point, obviously you've got to go through a lot of suffering. So again, basic social skills, it's just about being honest. And it's about not planning. The way I'm speaking now, none of this is planned. Okay, at the start I made some notes, but this is from my life, my experience. Now it's all freestyling. Obviously I had to practice. So you've got to practice improvisation, honesty, from the heart, being instinctive in the moment, having empathy. You have to have empathy. And you can't really have empathy of a girl if you're using lines and tricks and you're being 20 different people because you're so afraid of being hurt. It's like a child in a man's body. You have to mature and just learn how to have a normal conversation and how to be a man. And when it feels right and you like the woman, she likes you, say, like, you're lovely, would you like to go out with me? It's simple stuff that works. But it's like people, ego, and a person who is wet behind the ears will always try and do more to show off. I'd done the same in the boxing gym when I first came in. I wanted to impress. I was so desperate for approval to get all the respect of the guys. I tried to go out in the back and do everything, and they weren't impressed because I didn't look very good. Like I was coming in like a street, and the trainer said to me, "That's bullshit. Stop." And he said to me, "Come." And I came in and he said, "Put your hands up. Put your hands up like that. Keep your elbows and chin down, and just practice the jab." And I thought, this is it. I thought, this looks, this is not good. This is not, I want to show. But over time, I understood it. And then when I'd done the sparring and I started to do it, working on the jab, and then it starts to make sense. So it's very similar. We're talking to women. It's not 100 techniques, all these different lines, all this stuff. You just end up looking weird. It's just calmness, confidence, and nice to meet you. Like my name's David. What's your name? Oh, my name's Jennifer. Oh, that's not, where did you grow up, Jennifer? What do you do? What are you interested in? Just normal questions. What do you do? What do you enjoy? And like I said to my client the other week, the best way to build a good conversation with women or anyone is to find out what people are passionate about. Everybody loves to speak about themselves. Everyone does, myself included. We all do. We're all guilty of that. We all love. So when you ask someone, what do you do or what do you enjoy doing? People enjoy talking about what they enjoy. That's why it's good to be positive. So that's one of the best questions to ask any person, and the conversation will never dry up. But most guys don't do that. They're fighting to find the next word. And then obviously you've got to learn to slow down and relax and listen and be present. So all these basic social skills are what makes the difference between you getting the dream girlfriend that you deserve, or wife, or the date, or just a good connection, as opposed to you guys freezing up, saying the wrong things, people pleasing, being fake, being a weak nice guy, which is not really a nice guy. It's a passive aggressive guy who hides behind the persona of a nice guy. It's not very nice at all. You guys know it. So it's the truthfulness, it's the confidence, and you've got to earn it. You've got to work at it. You've got to work on your self-esteem. You've got to be social, and you've got to be honest with people. Unless you want fake relationships and you're on the wrong YouTube channel. If you are, listen, there's no love lost, but you've got the wrong teacher. I don't teach that. I teach guys how to be honest, sincere, and how to talk to women from a place of love, from a place of honesty. So that's how you do it, and that's when it's just simple things. And that's why a lot of guys are scratching their head when they see a man relaxed and a woman attracted to him, and he's just having a normal conversation, and he's not trying to be something that he's not, and she just loves it. She loves him. Whereas you get guys that are jumping up and down, trying to make a show of everything, and the girl's not interested because she's going to say it's just weird. And it is weird, guys. How would you feel if someone come up to you and started saying weird stuff? You'd be like, this person's weird, I'm going to go. You just wouldn't feel comfortable. So think about it. Think about how you want someone to speak to you. It's not rocket science. Women are not so different to men in that you've got to say something that they've never heard before. We're all just really saying the same things, but from our own personality, and everybody's unique. I remember doing a course with this lady, this French lady. I was going to these meetup groups. She said something that was really good. She said, everyone's unique. That's the best thing she said. Loads of stuff. She goes, everyone's unique. And I thought, that's true. Actually, everyone is unique. We're all the same in many ways, but we're all unique. So that's why you don't want to be me. You don't want to be the next person or someone on an American Pie show or Hollywood. You want to be who you were born to be. But you have to build the confidence to be that person. You've got to do that through the practice of good ethics, honesty, socializing, finding your purpose and practicing. There we go, Phyllis.